Hello, welcome to another visual classroom. My name is Herr Daly, and today we're going to be talking about word order, or Wortstellung, as it is called in German. You also may see your German teacher write the initials W.O. on your whiteboard or in your copy. This means word order. Okay, so let's jump into immediately about what word order is. Word order is the position of words in any sentence. Now I say any sentence because word order is natural to all languages, but today we're going to talk about German. So today we're going to get started. What I want you to do is I want you to draw a table, 5 across and 6 down, that we're going to be using throughout this tutorial. Okay, so I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. On the first row of each of the columns, I'm going to type in the following words, which I will explain as the video goes along. So here we have subject, verb, time, manner, and place. With the subject, I'm going to bold it yellow, just so it'll be easier for you to see. And we're also going to place it down here. Now, throughout the video, all the yellow pieces will be the subject. The color is just for you to visualize and to see and follow my train of thought. So what is the subject? The subject is the person or thing in a sentence. Okay? So we have the example Ich gehe ins Kino. The ich here is the main guy in the sentence. I'm going to the cinema. If we had Josh geht zum Kino, the sentence would be about Josh because he's going to the cinema. Now the next part of this German sentence is the verb. Now this is self-explanatory, we all know what this is. Okay, so again I'll just put it in the same size here for you so that you can see it properly. So the verb. Action verb is an action word. So for example, Ich gehe ins Kino. You already know who's going to the cinema. It's myself or I. So I'm going to put that in yellow. This gehe part is what you're doing. I am going. Okay, so that's the red part. Next part of a German sentence we have is the time. Okay, and I will put that in green. And also put this down here. Now, what is the time? It is a time expression or time frame. So for example, ich gehe am Samstag ins Kino. So we already know the ich part is the person doing the sentence, which is I. What am I doing? I am going. And where am I going? Or sorry, what time am I going at? I'm going on Saturday. So the first three parts of a sentence in German is the yellow piece, the red piece, and the green piece. Now we're going to move on to the manner. We're going to bold that, and we're going to put a purple. And so we're going to put it down here. Okay, so what is the manner? It is the way or means in which you do something. Now the example here is Ich gehe am Samstag meinem Freunden ins Kino. Okay, so again, we're going to label everything again. Ich, we know is the subject, how you're going there. How are you going there? It's the verb, I'm going. What time are you going at? I'm going on Saturday. And the manner, the way or means in which you're doing something. With my friends. Mit meinem Freunden ins Kino. Now, the last place, you probably guessed it from the sentence. It's ins Kino. So the place here is place where you are going. So for example, ik gehe am Samstag Freunden ins Kino. Okay, so what part is the yellow part? It's the ich, because it's the person doing the sentence. Gehe is a verb. It's how you're doing it. I'm going. What time are you going at? Am Samstag. The time. How are you going there? With whom are you going there? I'm going with my friends. Mit meinen Freunden. And lastly, the place. Where are you going? Ins Kino. Now, ins Kino is in das Kino, but it's shortened to ins Kino. INS Kino. Now, I always call German word order pieces Lego pieces, and I'll explain why. In forming the German sentence, you have the subject and the verb, and then it's followed by the time and manner and place. So you have the subject, you have the verb, you have the time, you have the manner, and then you have the place. I have an arrow here, as you can see, because after the subject and verb, the sentence must be constructed, must be put together in the following way. Time is the first piece, then manner is the second piece, then place is the third piece. So you can't have a sentence with SV and then the purple piece, then the grey piece, and then the green piece. And you can't have a sentence starting with subject and verb, then the grey piece, then the T piece, or sorry, the green piece, then the purple piece. It must be green, purple, grey, time, manner, place, like Lego pieces. So we're going to jump in now and we're going to put in our sentence here. So ich gehe. Now, we know that only the first letter of the first word takes a capital letter. But my processor is putting everything in capital letters. So I'm just going to change it. Ich gehe. Then we have a green piece. Samstag. That's small. How are you doing it? Mit meinem Freunden. Okay, let's stretch that out so it's on one line. Okay. And where are you going? Ins Kino. Now, there's a rule in German. Verb is always in second position. So the verb is always in second position. That's very important. So on the basis of this, we can go ahead and we can fill in gehe for all of these. Okay, gehe obviously with a small g. It's just my word processor is making capitals. So gehe will always be in second position. Now, ich gehe am Samstag mit meiner Freundin ins Kino. Every other color except the red piece can move around in a sentence. Like we're playing with Lego, you can build various things. You can put one piece beside another piece and build as many sentences or constructions or houses or whatever you want, such as long as the verb or the red piece is always in the second position. So let's get started. For example, if you have am Samstag, let's put that guy at the start. And as you know, the first letter of the first word in the first sentence takes a capital letter. So am Samstag, we're going to put that green, so you can see it. Now, we have the verb stays in second. Now the next column is time. So what happens with the yellow piece? Okay, so if you think of time as a bully, he or she jumps into the first position where the subject is. The subject guy or girl is timid and he's scared. So what he does, he simply runs behind the verb to take cover. Okay, so I'm just going to put the verb in red, and by contrast I'm going to put the subject there. Okay, so am Samstag gehe. Time jumped in the first position. The subject guy is scared of him or her and hide behind the verb. So am Samstag gehe. The next column is time. We don't need to fill it in because it's empty. Mit meinen Freunden stays the same. And ins Kino stays the same. So ins Kino. I'm going to put that grey as well, just so you can see it clearly. Okay, so on the basis we have that, time can go to the front. That's one piece that can move. But as I said, the manner and place can always move. Now, you can't move all of them at the same time. Only one can move at the same time, so only time goes at the start, manner or place goes at the start. So let's have the sentence, but put manner at the start of the sentence. Again, capital letter. Start off. Let's just reorder this table so we have enough space. Okay, mit meinen Freunden gehe. Okay, so what do you think happens here? So gehe ich. Okay, so you probably guessed that gehe ich will be for all the rest of the table. So I'm just going to delete that and put gehe ich. Okay, so mit meinen Freunden jumps the start of the sentence. Subject doesn't like manner, so he or she runs away scared and hides behind the verb. So I'm mit meinen Freunden gehe ich. Okay, so the time, am Samstag, I'm going to put that in green. Mit meinen Freunden, we already used that at the start of the sentence. And then we're left with ins Kino. Ins Kinos. Okay. Because we're only going to one cinema, we'll use the singular. Ins Kino. Okay. So now we have the time at the start, the manner in the start. You probably guessed, right? We can have the place where we're going at the start. So ins Kino goes at the start of the sentence. Again, verb is always in second position. Place is also a bully that forces the subject, person, to hide behind the verb. So ins Kino gehe ich. What time are you going there? You must have time. Who are you going with? After time, appeared time, green, time, purple, manner, grey, place. So we're going to have there, mit meinen Freunden. And then in place, we don't have it. Okay, now we have a last row here. So The rule is the verb is always in second position. The exception to this rule is that verb is in first position, so the verb, read piece, is in first position when asking a question. Okay, so I'm gonna have an example here, but I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I'm gonna put question, just so you don't get confused. So the question section here is going to serve as the heading for the sentence that I'm going to write underneath. And this will be your cue to know that the first rule, verb is always in second position, applies to the first 4 rows, and then the question rule, or the exception, I'll just write it. The exception here, it just went off the screen for a moment. Exception, the verb is always in first position when asking a question. So if I were to say you are going on Saturday to the cinema, it would be du gehst am Samstag mit meinen Freunden ins Kino. Okay, so to have a question, what we just simply do is we just turn it around. So, gehst du am Samstag So gehst du am Samstag mit meinen Freunden ins Kino. So what happens here is that the verb is always in second position. However, when you're asking a question, the verb and the subject just swap position. Or swap positions. Okay, so what I want you to do now is look through your copybook or some German or your textbook and find a couple of examples, write them down, and color code the sentence in according to the subject, verb, time, manner, place. And then come to class or have examples ready so we can discuss. Thank you.